Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just Why I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV. Now you may be wondering why we are in Ul'dah after I ended off the last episode not being at the level that I was supposed to be at. Well, quite simple. We've reached level 63, which means that the next job quests are going to be available. So I'll be doing job quests for probably this episode, like most likely this episode, and maybe another episode or two. I have no idea how long these ones will take. Anyway, by reaching level 63, but we'll get something at 62 in any case. Alright, is there anything else at 62? No. So the thing we get at level 62 is Intervention, which reduces target a party member's damage taken by 10%, and it increases the damage reduction by an additional 10% if either Rampart or Sentinel are active. So for 6 seconds. So you're basically giving your Sheltron over to somebody else. Most likely your co-tank. Right. It begins then. There are 8 combatants in each group, meaning you must triumph in 3 bouts in order to advance to the final. And the opponent for your first bout is Bartholomew of the Sultan's Horn. Defeat him and you will next face the victor of another pairing, and so on. Needless to say, each encounter will be more difficult than the last. But one fight at a time, the tournament registrar will call you when it's time to take to the Bloodsands. Go now, and good luck. To think that I would draw you for my very first opponent. I thank the heavens even as I curse them. But no matter who my opponent may be, I shall fight with all my being, for the pride of the Sultan's Horn. See you on the Bloodsands, my friend. It is time, my lady. Pray see to your final preparations and let me know when you are ready to proceed. And as you would expect, time for an instance. I do like this Bloodsands kind of deal. Right. Begins in the first match of the Thal group. Bartholomew takes on Lynn Adair. Combatants, ready your arms. No holding back, my friend. Ooh, I already have Divine Might. Nice. I mean, I have Divine Might because I'm higher level. Normally, I would not have this. I'm pretty dang sure. Yeah. It's a level 64 skill. And I love being called when I literally just started pressing the recording button. How about this? How about you? Ugh, I yield. And the winner is Lynn! Is there a cutscene? I just heard a lot of yell. Lala yell. Oh, now it's the bronze belt. Sorry, I was checking my phone, because I thought there would be a cutscene. You'd be well not to underestimate me. The technique I created to quench the Hellfire Phoenix. The boulder. Actually, it's Doton pedals. Low blow, huh? And then up the Bronze Bull's Furious Charge. How could you be so strong? Skill issue. Now for the final match of the Thal group, Handaloop versus Lynn Adair. So you have the honor of fighting in the Ul Cup final. Sir Handaloop. Show you a technique forged in blood and ice. I know that technique. Because that one boss used it. One of the Heaven's Horde. For the glory of his god! Come on. God Sphere! Okay, Betty. There's nothing to be thwarted, but the match isn't over yet. Bloodstain. Bloodstain. Good game. You should play it if you like Metroidvanias. And then defeats Handloop to claim victory. That concludes all the matches for the Thaler group, and what heart-stopping encounters they were! Fairly, Dour, the crowd expected and the combatants delivered, not least of all the group winner, Lynn Adair, who carved a convincing path to the final. Shall we retrace her steps for those who came in late? You read my mind. Lynn's first match pitted her against Bartholomew. The Sultan Sworn fought with heart, but in the end he was outclassed by the Star Adventurer. Though he can take no pride in his effort, unfortunately, he had to take his leave of the tournament. There was no getting past Lynn, who went on to face the Hulken Bronze Bull. A veteran of countless matches here in the Colosseum, you could say he had the grand advantage. From the onset, the man brought his prodigious strength to bear, unleashing wave upon wave of punishing attacks, but Lynn calmly weathered them all to emerge the victor. With that, she advanced to the Thaler group's final match against Handloop of the Temple Knights. Employing blistering technique seldom seen this side of Eorzea, the Ishgardian visitor looked dangerous indeed. If truth be told, for a moment there I feared for Lynn, but the adventurer dug deep to secure victory and a place in the Yule Cup final. The mere remembering of it sets my heart to racing like a runaway chocobo. Take deep breaths, my friends, for there is still more excitement to come. The annulled group matches are due to commence shortly, with the likes of First Sword Milla taking to the Bloodsands. What have I done to deserve such a treat? I won't be missing these matches, and neither should any of you. Okay. Alwyn falls as anticipated. Good. A free paladin I told you about is living up to expectations, eh? That she is. Keep up your winning ways, my friend, and win us a fortune. Lynn, you are magnificent. Our match will remain etched in my memory and inspire me always. I have absolutely no answer to you. Such precious things must have protected. Wait. Such precious things you must have protected to become so strong. As you know, we Sultan Sworn live to protect her grace by any measure. This is a vital duty, and ever do I strive to be worthy of the role. But crossing swords with you this day, it has given me to think that perhaps it is not enough. Whatever it is that I yet lack, mayhap I shall find it in witnessing you. I thought I had something of a chance, but I was clearly getting ahead of myself. You gave me a thorough schooling, yes, and I mean to take the lesson to heart. Though my tournament may be over, I shall remain in Ul'dah to watch the matches to come. And I believe I speak for all of us here when I wish you the best of luck. Our hopes go with you now, my friend. Oh, a woman named Milla was looking for you. If you haven't already spoken with her, mayhap you should seek her out. Simultaneously turns around. A place in the final. I knew you had it in you, but to witness it all unfold was nothing short of awe-inspiring. The winner of the Nod group will square off against you for the title, and suffice it to say, I intend to be that person. I shall see to it that the match between us becomes a reality, and I hope that I can count on your support. And that's it for that one. And the next one is at level 50, level 65, not 50. Okay, give me one moment. I need to go and turn on the lights. I am going to be right back though. I need to check out this call. Alright. Now that that is done. Well, let's continue our adventures, yes. Fortuitous timing, Lynn. I've decided on how we might set about training Dorgono. Unfortunately, as you are already aware, my brother will not be present. It seems the situation is more grave than I initially thought. Ever since his clash with Dorgono, he has been unable to draw upon the strength of his inner beast. He insists revisiting the basics of axe work at the Marauders Guild will restore his abilities. But I suspect his troubles lie elsewhere. The same can be said for Dorgono. Though my brother and I did not complete formal training in the ways of the warrior, you may recall that we at last discovered a way for him to control the savagery of his inner beast, and our encounter that hardened his resolve to protect his allies, thus allowing him to temper his rage. She believes her problem will be solved through physical training, but if we are to succeed in this, we must recreate a similar experience for Dorgono. It may prove perilous, but I can see no other way. And we will not have to wait long for the opportunity. Chance would have it. We received a request for aid in routing a group of Mamalja, now occupying the ruins of the city of Nim. They originally came here for want of work. Unable to find it, however, they took to pillaging and plundering, and not even Maelstrom convoys are spared their attention. To make matters worse, the area also serves as the front line of ongoing battles with the kobolds. Either of these tribes alone is already a handful for our forces, and we cannot well cope with both. That is why our squadron of newly trained warriors has been called to undertake this incursion. Orgona will accompany us, and your presence will be imperative in the event she loses control. When you are ready, make for the ruins in Outer Lanoche. Good, everyone is here. As far as I can discern, the Mamalja have divided into two groups. Primary force, targeting the next Maelstrom shipment, and what appears to be a group of sentries posted to warn them of any unwelcome interference. Being the most skilled among us, I would have you sneak into the heart of the ruins and do away with those keeping watch. Meanwhile, I shall lead the others along a northerly route toward the long climb and engage their primary force. If all goes as planned, we should be able to meet where the two paths join. If Dorgono should be overcome by our inner beast and show no signs of regaining control, he will retreat immediately and seek you out. If he should come to blows, I beg of you, do what you must to stop me. That is all. There are no questions. Let the operation begin. That's... Wow. Oh my god. What is in this cupboard? I have inner freaking... What's that? Like, is it inner chaos? I don't know what the name is, but I like how I have the upgraded thing via infuriate. Like Nash and Chaos. But I don't have in release. That makes me chuckle a little bit. Ooh, sends a hostile presence. It's so quiet around here. I'm gonna stun this guy before he stuns me, because he's got a shield, so... There we go. Ah, Lynn, by the lack of sweat on your brow, I assume you made quick work of the sentries. We, for our part, managed to claim a narrow victory over the Mamalja force. And despite the chaos and havoc of battle, Dorgono remained unaffected by her inner beast. I am slave to Karash no longer. I am master of the inner beast. Master? Far from it. I have no idea who the hell is talking. It's probably a boy, yep. Brother, what are you doing here? Have you been following us this whole time? Following? Nonsense. I was merely taking a walk. Yes, I was taking a leisurely walk through the ruins of Nim, and when I happened upon your small alteration with the Mamalta. Couldn't help but notice your form, Dorgono. Your battle form, that is. Anyone with eyes could see you were hesitating with every swing of your axe. You'll never learn to control your inner beast if you're too afraid to push yourself and draw it out. Believe me, I know. Afraid, am I? Switch coming from the pathetic worm I sent flying into the waters of the Willsten Pier. Worm, you ungrateful little... Call me that again and I'll call you whatever I please, worm. If you have any complaints, take them up with my axe. You're lucky I'm feeling under the weather today. But next to meet, I'll have to beat some manners into that pretty little head of yours. Though you may not like his judgment, I have to agree with my brother. I too noticed you seem to be holding back. The battle was hard won. You showed little need to overexert yourself, let alone call upon your inner beast. I never meant to hold back. It's just, well, I thought it better not to worry the others. You needn't be so hard on yourself. You did not learn to control your inner beast, no, but we have defeated the Wamolja, and the shipments to Limsa are now safe. We should all be proud of what we've accomplished today. Now let us return to the Morbid dry docks for a well-earned respite. I'm kind of wondering if she's wearing the relic armor of this expansion, or of Heaven's Word. Your thrashing of the Wamolja must have been a glorious sight. Never have I met a woman so fearless, so strong enough even to overcome me when my inner beast is unleashed. If only I could take you to the Azim Step. I have to go. Nanny? I feel like Lynn in her freaking... Weirdly enough, Lynn in her warrior glam just kissed me badass vibes. Compared to all these boys in their tin can armor. Seems we will need more than a small scuffle with Beastmen for Dragona to gain control over her inner beast. Would that Curious Gorge were here to assist us. Did you also find it strange that he would take time away from training to speak with us? Or rather with Dragono? If my suspicions are true, he faces an obstacle unlike any he has faced before. No, I'm sure it's nothing you need to concern yourself with. You have done well this day. Rest now and gather your strength. You will surely need it for the trials to come. Ah, he's having a crush. Anyway, level 62 gives you Onslaught, which is our gap closer. 150 potency, 2 charges. Pretty simple, really. Anything else at level 62? No. Okay. So what the hell is this? What an idiotic name is this? Okay. Let's go and do this. Time for a dark night. The darkest of nights, yes. Time for the emo story. Oh, thank the gods, an adult. Riel has been spending a lot of time with Mist, keeping him company and getting to know him and so forth. Not that there's much to know, he won't talk about his home or his past. Doesn't seem to have any interest or skills beyond conjuring elaborate illusions derived from memories. I've no idea how he does it either, and more importantly, I'm not even sure how we could take back the Ether he stole. We may have no choice but to agree to his terms, unless you're content to carry half his soul crystal. I can hear you whispering, you know. Mist means well, and Lynn and I are willing to help him. Why aren't you? Didn't say I wasn't willing. I'm still here, aren't I? Right then, we've found no one suitable for the boys' needs here. Rather than return to Witchguard, I say we try somewhere new. Let's head to Tailfeather. Life here is not easy, but it is fulfilling all the same. That said, the hunters had no personal tales of profound tragedy to share. They did, however, tell me of an outsider recently brought here from Falcon's Nest. A prisoner, actually. A woman named Lodi. She's to atone for her crimes through hard labor, but the proctor has been zealous. He berates her constantly, and every day she bears fresh bruises. Ah, she's guardian justice. I know it well. If this woman is performing various chores for the hunters, then it should not be hard to find her. Come, let us look around. This is the place, isn't it? Instant child, you're not to speak to unless spoken to, is that clear? No idea who is talking. Oh. No, not her. Yes, my lord, pray forgive my impudence. Yep. Do not play me for a fool. Your sins are beyond forgiveness. Sir Emmerich and his noble brethren may think you worthy of mercy, but I have seen your kind before. A swift death is more than you deserve. Swift death is more than that bastard deserves. Can't imagine what you did to deserve that kind of treatment. Well. You know her, Lynn? 7 hells. She's the one that led the protest at Falcon's Nest. One that nearly put an end to the peace conference, and she poisoned you. Well, that explains a lot. Though if you of all people can find in your heart to forgive her, or at least forsake bloody revenge, then it's hard to look at this and call it justice. Her crimes were born of desperation and despair for the husband she lost. Perhaps if the two of them were to meet again. Don't be foolish. She knows he's dead. You can only cause her pain. Pain is all that is left to her, don't you see? How they cry in the dark, how they mourn their dead. How it festers and spreads and corrupts them thoroughly. We have seen it. We have made it. Fine, fine, do what you will. Conjure her husband. Ugh. Do not come crying to me when she curses you for your kindness. I'll not give the hunters cause to turn their bows on us either. Riel, take Mist into the woods and hide. Lynn and I will free to go. Rather, I will free to go. She would know you at once, and might misunderstand your intentions. We cannot risk the commotion. As for your part, no one is truly outside Halone's grace, don't you think? Confront the Proctor. Make him see the error of his ways. If he is a good man, then he may yet repent for his wicked ways. If he refuses, then that is his choice to make, and he will have to accept the consequences of his actions. Doubly so, if he bears steel, yes? Bah, the very sight of you fills me with murderous rage. See to your duties. I must needs cleanse myself of these impure thoughts through communion with nature. Perhaps a spot of fishing is in order. Now's our chance. I'm about to kick your ass. Who are you? Why do you disturb me? A concerned adventurer who objects to my treatment of a criminal. Ha! If only you knew her since, she would have been thrown into witch drop. Alas, the Lord Speaker in his boundless wisdom and mercy demanded that we spare the woman's life. But rest assured, I will see that her every waking moment is filled with misery and scorn. You presume to judge me, a man of the church? I will not be cowed by your threats. The Fury guide and protect me. The Fury guide and protect me. What are these freaking hedge knights doing here? Well, they're definitely dead now. Hi. Did I really just kill them? That seems a little excessive. Oh well, Dark Knight. Dark Knight don't care. Ah, so this is why people like the Dark Knight quest so much. Look, we have brought them together. We have made her whole. How she smiles. How her eyes sparkle. How beautiful this happiness. Every night I dream of your face. I could have tried to stop you from going to the front. Could have begged and screamed and cursed. But I didn't. Because I knew you'd listen. And even if you'd forgive me for it one day, I never would. The arrow may have missed my heart, but I've been dead for a long time. And all of this is just waiting. Oh wait, that's a Lodi. Hey look man, that guy has a very high-pitched voice. Oh wait, no. What? Huh? Whatever. That's what I'd tell you, Stace, if I could. And then you'd you'd say. You can't stay stuck in that moment, Lodi. You've got to go on. You've got to forgive yourself. You've got to let me go. But I won't. I won't if I do. Who'll be left to remember the man you were? The soldier, the husband. I'm the only one who knows. And it's my duty to hold on to that as long as I can. That's what I'd tell him if he were here, but he's not. He'll never come home to me. So please, put an end to this. Whatever this witchcraft is. Linda there. Was this all you're doing? No, it was mine. Forgive me. I thought that... I wanted only to. I was wrong. I see that now. You've every right to be upset. It's alright, boy. I appreciate your kindness, even if it was misguided. You too, Lynn. I blamed you for a lot of things. Hated you so much because... I don't know. Because he came back, and Stace didn't, maybe. Because you weren't him. They say the war's over now. But it never ends for people like you, does it? There's always something worth fighting for, yeah. I know what you are. I heard the stories as a child. Of the ones with neither shield nor sigil. Champions of the weak and the helpless. Undeterred by the law of man or God. I couldn't stop you any more than I could have stopped Stace from walking out the door that day. So fight, damn you. Fight, if that's what you want. Just... don't squander the time in between. There's never enough. Right, I suppose I owe it to him to try and make the most of what I've got left too. So I will. Take care and thank you. She's gone. Reclaim your ether, Lynn. So, as ether flows into your soul crystal once more, from the depths of the fading abyss, you hear a whisper. Forgive me. Forgive me. In the end, I could not make her whole. So much pain, so much loss. How it fills my heart and overflows. Maybe it is indeed beyond us. Maybe it is not in our nature. You've still got 3 more chances, don't you? There's no need to be so bloody melodramatic. At least not out here. We should go back to Tailfeather. Your words did more to her, and more for her than my illusion. She's still a good person, and so are you. I pray you both remember. On to the next, I would say, but Mist looks to be in no state to continue. Which means we'll be staying here for a time. Taking in the fresh country air, me and my little ones. Ugh. For what it's worth, I think that woman is better for what we did. Or at least as good as anyone can be after what she's been through. Right, I also forgot to... whoopsie. I also forgot to check out the stuff that you get at level 62. You get Black Blood, which allows for a blood gauge accumulation upon landing certain actions. So, by finishing your Soul Eater, like just finishing your normal combo, you get 20 points. And you also get 20 points by doing Stalwart Soul, so your AoE rotation. And then the move that we learn together with this is Bladspiller, which requires 50 of your gauge. Think of it as like Valkyrie for Warrior. 50 of your gauge, and you can just do a big attack of 500 potency. There we go. It's time to move over to White Mage. That is quite a change in pace. Going from the darkest of stories to, I must love nature. Oh, hello, Lynn. It's nice of you to worry, but I've been perfectly safe. I asked the soldiers at the wall if I could accompany them on their patrols instead of wandering about on my own. More than a few times I thought I sensed something, the briefest of flickers, but the scouts had their mission, and I couldn't risk getting separated from them to confirm my suspicions. I need to check out one area in particular, some distance away from the patrol route. Do you think you could come with me? Here, I'll mark the spot on your map so we can meet out there when you're ready. Okay. Off we go. To that random village place. I'm high enough level to ignore the enemies. I was thinking like, oh, for the level I'm gonna have to deal with encounters, but no. I ain't playing a samurai or a rat mage at the moment, so that means that I'll be fine on the level. The one thing that won't really be fine is my mount speed in this area. It sucks ours. It's bloody horrible. Bloody hell. Gross encounters. Oh, so I needed to read that a second time. This is the place. Do you feel that? The source must be nearby. Ah. And you're sure it's the same child? I don't know what's going on here, but her aura is blinding. Come on, we have to follow her. Meow, meow. This poor thing having to walk. I get to listen to the good music again. Makes me feel good. Very nice. Maybe check out these dance weapons. Nothing too special, but they do look kind of fancy. That rock look is very weird. Where is that? What is this? What in idiosis name is this? It's like a water. Huh. Like a water bubble. Curious. Ether Starved Shock. Are I gonna die from this? No. I don't know if only 2. Or only 3, I think. Alright, child. What is your deal? Stay away from me! Mama, where are you? You poor thing, you must have been terrified. But don't worry, we'll get you back to your mother. I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Mama says they'll take me away and lock me in a cage. Is that what she says? Well, I'm Sylphie and this is Lynn. Now you know our names. Why don't you tell us yours? Then we won't be strangers anymore, right? My name is Gary. You don't feel icky, like the bad things. Well, I hope that means we can be friends. Come on, Gary. Let's go and find your mother. Do you know the way home? I don't have any friends. We live in a forest, just Mom and me. Were you hurt when those creatures attacked? Here, let me see. Ah, I'll mend that in no time. Watch. A conjurer like me can heal all sorts of wounds. A conjurer? No, don't touch me! It's that surge again. And this time it's far more powerful. Gary, we have to leave. Oh, she's gone? Did you see where she went? No, but you barely took her eyes off of her. How did she manage to vanish so quickly? She learned the trick from a Moogle! She was taken by a void scent. No idea. The other two seem way too outlandish. No idea either, huh? She winked out of sight just like she was a Moogle. That surge of power I felt is gone as well. I don't think it's a coincidence that it faded as soon as Gaddy left. Whenever she panics, I feel her aura just kind of expand. And I think the void sense it too. And I'd wager 3 afternoons of listening to her and Nolanol's lectures that the presence of those fiends is what's upsetting these elementals. Right then, it's time we return to Gridania and report our findings to the Guildmaster. I have heard Sylvie's reports, and you are both to be commended for pursuing this investigation in so dangerous an area. Judging by your description of Gatti's unusual potent aura, I am inclined to agree with the theory that it is her energies which are attracting the void scent. If, as you suspect, the child lives alone with her mother, then it is unlikely she has been trained to control her power. Fear, panic, anger, any strong emotion might cause her ether to flare dramatically. To the ravenous creatures of the void, the scent of such outbursts would be as the sweetest of nectar. So if Gatti were to learn control, then the problem would be solved, wouldn't it? We have assumed much, but know little. Without understanding the exact nature of the girl's gifts, I hesitate to propose a solution. She said she lived in the forest. I'll head out with the serpent patrols again and see if I can't find her house. A fine idea. Lynn, pray continue lending Sylvie any support she might require. Come on, let's head back to Custom Orients and we can talk about what to do next. The Guildmaster's right. We need to learn more about Gatti herself. I mean, how can a little girl like her have the kind of power that attracts void scent? Well, first things first, I'll need to find where she lives, and then hopefully she and her mother will be willing to talk to us. Do you think we'll be facing more fiends before this is all over? I should probably be practicing my spells. Time for you to become a glare mage, baby! Right. Time to head over to the Tonberries. See what we can do to help them. I've not played Scholar in forever. For, well, pretty simple reasons, really. I don't like it. Oh, yeah. I totally didn't forget the actual thing. I keep forgetting this because it doesn't pop up in my face, so then it's like, oh shit. Is there anything at level 62 even with White Mage? No. There's no action at level 60, or 63, sorry. It's only at 64, but we are not there yet, so let's check out the ones for Scholar. Level 62 gives you Excogitation, which is a pretty interesting little move. It grants the self or target party member the effect of Excogitation, restoring HP when a member's HP falls below 50% or upon effect duration expiration. With a cure potency of 800 and a duration of 45 seconds. So it requires one of your ether flow slots, like one of your ether crystals, whatever, one of your ether flow gauge things. But then the target party member will just have basically a cure 2, I think. It's difficult to see, really. It's a pretty solid heal in any case. Wait, where's my lust rate? Yeah, it's even more powerful than lust rate. So it's just better. This is just, in general, better to spend, like, one of your things in the beginning in Excogitation as opposed to using lust rate, because it just cures better. And it's a nice little, like, failsafe. Just throw it on a tank and they should normally be able to survive unless, like, you know, it pops or some other weird-ass stuff happens. Ah, Lynn, what brings you this way? Oh, it seems then Alcazalca's masked missive somehow failed to reach you. He has uncovered information regarding Sototo's possible whereabouts and is currently waiting for you to join him at the Marauders Guild in Lim Salaminta. You best hurry. Ba-da-da. Also, a slight little extra piece of information that I feel like giving him now. This'll be the final expansion where you have specific, like, where you have job quests for each, each individual job. Afterwards, it's gonna turn into role quests, which we'll explain once we get to Shadowbringers. Just thought I'd mention it. If anybody is not a fan of these, like all these quests in between, it won't be a thing in the next thing, or then I guess not as much. Welcome, my friend. My contacts, have been recently caught wind of a rumor that the brass blades are once again up in the move. Or are once again on the move, whatever. It seems they have spotted a creature matching the description of the Vesper base stowaway. Luckily for us, their quarry has fled into the Black Shroud, an area that is out of their jurisdiction. While there is still much we do not know, at least we now have an idea of where to begin. Let us immediately depart for Camp Tranquil. As you may well already know, the only way to reach the Black Shroud from Thailand is to pass through this area. That means whoever or whatever the brass blades were pursuing entered the forest from here. If our hunch is correct and Satoto is in there, we best hurry. A Tomberry who has seen a little of the outside world would likely not last more than a few days in the run. To cover more ground in less time, I suggest we split up. I shall take the north while you scour the south. Once we're done, let us meet back here. Destination up in my nation. Try as you might, you do not catch sight of Satoto or anything resembling the missing Tomberry. Oh, you call him Big Mouth. We spy a fallen figure, small of stature and green of skin, surrounded by poachers. Looks like you're struck gold. Ha! If you skin and sell this thing, we're guaranteed a fortune. Seven hells, don't go celebrating just yet. We've got to kill it first. The hide's so thick, it broke my bloody knife. You have chosen death. Piss off, this thing is ours. You fool, whoopsie. Broil. Father, is this where it all ends? Stud appears injured. Quickly cast a Clogium upon her that she might be healed. Whoopsie. Adloquium! Thank you, madam. You saved my life. That spell, you wield Nimbayan magics? Are you perchance Lyn, the adventurer in possession of a soul crystal? Sir Tokardo often speaks of you. Thank the gods. You're safe. After my search of the northern reaches turned up nothing, I returned to Camp Tranquil to wait for you. When you didn't appear, I began to grow worried, and came looking for you. Good thing I did, too. Bloody poachers. Oh, how rude of me. I nearly forgot to introduce myself. Hello, Satoto. Hello, Satoto. I am Alka Zolka, Royal Marine and Marauder. My friend Linda there, and I have been searching for you. My lady, if I may be so bold as to say so, your radiance, it is blinding. Lyn, isn't she beautiful? She, how did you know? It's obvious, isn't it? Her glowing skin, her comely face. She is clearly a lovely young woman. Now, Stoto, what prompted you to leave Bronze Lake so abruptly? As you are likely already aware, Surito Karatu saved us. While on the outside we remain as tomberries, he has purged our hearts of the rancor. And that is why I left. There's something I must take care of now that my mind is once again my own. And what, pray tell, is that? Over 1500 years ago, back when Nim was still at peak, my father was a scholar in the Royal Marine. He was dispatched upon a secret and incredibly dangerous mission to infiltrate Amdapor. The day he left was the last time I ever saw him. I suspect the reason he never returned was because he was discovered and apprehended by the Amdapori. And so you came here to the place the ancient nation once stood. You do realize that regardless of whether he survived or not, your father, I know. I am under no illusion that he might still be alive, even if he somehow escaped Amdapor. Unlike those of us sealed away in the tower, the passage of time would have eventually robbed him of his life. I'm only looking to find something that reminds me of him, a keepsake, if you will. Sounds as though you loved your father a great deal. Very well. If this means that much to you, we, the Royal Marines, shall volunteer to aid in your search. Right, Lynn? The two of you would really do that for me? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Now let's return to Camp Tranquil. There we can discuss how to proceed. I'm not going to teleport. I can fly. Before I begin searching for a memento of Sototo's father in earnest, I must go to Bronze Lake to inform Surito Karatu that we have found his dear comrade, and that she is safe. Speaking of which, Sototo, you must promise me you will never do anything so reckless as wandering a foreign land alone. The realm is a dangerous place, doubly so for someone with your affliction. Very well. If it really means that much to you, I shall make that promise. Good. That is all I ask. Lynn, I ask that you look after Sototo and see that she gets some rest. Some rest that she might recuperate from her ordeal. We shall make for the lost city upon her full recovery. Right. And that, my friends, I think is where I'm going to leave it off. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Giuseppe was playing Final Fantasy XIV. And next episode we are going to go and deal with even more job quests. Goodbye.